What's going on YouTube? It is Trev. Okay, I want to talk to you about something we've kind of already talked about, but there's a proposal on Agora that I really think you guys should read and interact with. Not long ago, we talked about IBCs, inter-blockchain communication, and the importance of reactivating these IBCs so that the Terra Classic blockchain would be able to communicate with other blockchains in the cosmos in their very special blockchain language. And the reason basically is, to help to bring attention to the blockchain, as well as, you assume that it would help to bring volume in by making it possible for these different blockchains to interact with each other, and therefore the different coins and whatever to interact with each other, right? If I want to accept your coin in my ecosystem, this is kind of how you do it, and vice versa, okay? So there's something that kind of came to light in, let me see if I can go to it. Where am I? I'm in the wrong damn thing, ain't I? Yep. Okay, here I am. All right. Something that came to light regarding the taxes and fees and such, right? And we know that when we do our transactions, there is a tax, right? Some of that, goes to burning. Some of it goes to the community pool. We've talked about all this stuff extensively, okay? But what's happening is that IBC assets or off-chain assets are, the taxes being, they're being affected by the tax and stuff too. Why, I guess, would you want to, interact with a chain that's going to tax and maybe even burn your coin or your tokens or whatever, through a DEX when you can do it on another one where you don't have to deal with all that stuff, right? So anyway, Frag put out this proposal on Agora, and he just put it up, I guess, not that long ago, really. Actually, I guess maybe it's been up for a little while, but it's something that, we need to pay more attention to. And basically, it's 18 days from what I'm seeing this has been up. To be honest with you, I just saw it like a week ago, right? But it's getting a little more attention now, and we need to talk about it, and you guys need to go and read it. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I will read some of it just to give you a basic idea and explanation better than the explanation that I probably just gave you, right? So when I made the proposal about IBC reactivation on Cosmos Hub, I had in mind to bring off-chain assets to Terra Classic so they could be traded against Lunk in a decentralized fashion, increasing the on-chain volume and therefore speeding up the burns while being independent from CEX's burning Lunk for us. The first thing I did after connection to Cosmos Hub was reestablished was to transfer my Atom, ATOM, to Terra Classic. I wanted to deploy it in a USTC Atom liquidity pool on Classic Astroport. I immediately noticed that the transaction failed because I was not submitting IBC Atom in the fee field of the transaction. Why did I not do that? It's because I wasn't expecting it. The narrative of the original proposal from Vegas Morph was to reduce Lunk supply, and probably USTC, although it wasn't explicitly mentioned, not the supply of off-chain assets. So I dug out the tax code from Ed, and it became very clear to me that the network was indeed charging taxes on assets like Atom, OSM, Osmo, and such, right? So this, again, this came to light. Nobody really, I guess, had thought of it. That's going to happen. But once it was realized, we need to figure out how to fix that, okay? So I'm going to let you guys read through all this stuff, technical background and all that. But I do want to go to the discussion part of it because it really kind of spells it out a little better for you. And honestly, when you read through this, you might want to start right there and then go back and read the rest of it, right? So the main argument against removing tax from IBC assets is that we are going to miss out on an opportunity to help funding the chain. In other words, filling the community pool, right? The current tax is not only burning the assets, but depending on how governance sets the reward policy parameter, 50% of the taxes on IBC assets will be redirected to the community pool. So, again, these off-chain assets and people that are kind of trying to interact with our chain, their assets are, succumbing to our taxation and what's going on with trying to, fund our community pool. And some of that stuff would find its way to our community pool. Some people are like, yeah, great, whatever, let's fund the community pool. And so they don't want to remove the taxes or the taxes on these IBC assets. The narrative of burning LUNC is very strong. Since the original proposal from Vegas, this narrative has mainly pushed the chain revival, reactivation of staking, governance restoration, and attraction of outside attention. It's so strong that centralized exchanges like Binance are willing to burn their profits for it. Even Osmosis may be willing to implement burn mechanisms. This strong narrative makes tax avoidance for LUNC nearly impossible, which is absolutely fine because the community stands strongly behind LUNC supply reduction and can justify it. On the other hand, the narrative of burning assets other than LUNC is not nearly that strong. If the Terra Classic chain taxes and burns off-chain assets, this will create a strong pull towards tax avoidance. Why would you ever want to trade your Osmo, Atom, or whatever on decentralized exchange on Terra Classic if you need to pay these taxes? We, as the community, pushed IBC reactivation because we wanted to attract on-chain utility and volume. But taxing IBC assets will make any DEX on Terra Classic not able to compete with DEXs on other chains. So we are going to see a net outflow of capital. That could potentially, in other words, it could potentially have the opposite effect. By taxing these off-chain assets, they could try to avoid us. Not what we want, right? Okay, another aspect to consider is that the reward policy parameter is applied to all taxed assets, no matter what asset that is. If we, for some reason, decide to burn all LUNC that was collected via taxes, setting the reward policy parameter accordingly, then collected IBC assets would be burned as well. This makes the collecting funds via IBC assets narrative nearly obsolete. Additionally, the current tax on IBC assets breaks a lot of L2 applications, mainly Classic Astroport. This does not mean it cannot be fixed, but most of these apps are not maintained anymore because the teams migrated over to Luna version 2. So it might be very difficult to incentivize these teams to fix their apps on the Classic chain. Let's have a discussion on this. Looking forward to hearing your opinions. And if you scroll down, you can see that the conversation and discussion has been going, okay? And reading through, I'll say again, reading through this stuff can really give you a good perspective on what the pros and cons are and help you to reach your own conclusion on this proposal and really any proposal. But this is one that is being paid attention to, and if you have not read it, I suggest that you go and read it. Read it thoroughly, ask questions, take part in the discussion after it, okay? There are no stupid questions. If you don't understand something, ask the question. It will be explained to you, okay? But yeah, let's engage with this one. And I'm not endorsing that you should feel one way or another about it, that you should vote yes, that you should vote no, that you should approve this, not approve it, or what side of keeping the IBC tax or losing the IBC tax you should be on. I'm just suggesting that you read it, learn about it, educate yourself on it, because, we're going to vote on these things eventually, okay? All right, so that's it. I'm going to leave you at that. Again, you go to classic-agora.terra.money. And then you go to, and I'll take you right through it, right? So if you do that, you're going to come here. And you got to make sure that you're doing classic-agora.terra.money. Otherwise, you'll end up in Luna V2 Agora, right? So once you come here to the main page, you go to Governance and Proposals, right? The second one down here. Click on that, and you've got all the things that are being discussed. Some of these are already up for vote. Some of them, they're working out the kinks before they send it for vote. And this one here that we're just talking about has been getting some engagement. 1.1 thousand views. And there's all the activity and stuff. The last activity was 11 minutes ago, But people are talking about it, so get in on it. Get your voice heard. Educate yourself. And, I'm going to leave it at that for this one. If you have any questions, put your questions in the comment section. If you want to chat about it here a little bit, that's fine. But I really encourage you to chat about it on Agora, okay? Hit the like button for me if you can on the way out, if you have not already. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We put out these updates as much as we possibly can for you. I believe in keeping the community informed in as unbiased a way as possible. So, and also follow me on Twitter. That'd be cool too. That's EdTreb001, small ED, capital TREB 001 on Twitter. All right, I'll talk with y'all later. Ciao.